What's up, YouTube? And a little bit late tonight. Had some things going on. Hey, Missy. Hey, Raging. How y'all doing tonight? But now I had some things to take care of and a few other things. That's why I'm running late tonight. I get everything straightened out. I've already sent links out. Nobody coming up in the basement yet. Raging, I sent you a link. Of course, Cajun, he's got one. Hey, Breezy, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing good tonight. Oh, hey, cool gamer. You all the way up in Michigan. Now, what do you want me all the way up north for this time of the year? You know they got bad weather still up that way. Hey, Arnie. But ah, I figured you might be having a run or something like that up there. And it's like, man, I know he don't like driving in that bad weather. That's why he likes staying down in the south during the winter months. That way you don't get all that road salt and everything all over the truck. And I did contact the body shop today on the truck, and they said they've had to reach out to insurance company and get an adjustment done because they found uh, after they taken everything off, um, they found some stuff that was also bad on it. Radiator support was cracked. A couple other things. Ah, hey Renegade, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you being here. But no, like I said, I called them today because I didn't know since I got that check. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I told y'all, but it seems that someone at my insurance company made the mistake last time. That what had happened was they were going to try and go after that guy's insurance. So it was marked down as far as having, someone else's insurance. Well, come to find out, the guy's insurance had lapsed. So he didn't have it. So that meant it got changed over to uninsured motorists. That should have made the. I hope you get to feeling better, Renegade. But it should have made the deductible go from the 500 for insured to uninsured being down to 250. They didn't catch that. So we actually had to pay. We paid 500 on the last one, and so I contacted the adjuster for this time, and he gave me the number for the other adjuster. So I contacted him. He double checked. He found it. Yeah, that was what the problem was. It should have been on their end to have it set up as a 250 deductible for uninsured motorists. Someone on their end didn't catch it, one page and everything. So they want to cut me a check for $250. So I'm going to take that, and I've got it. When I contacted the body shop today, they're the ones that told me that they've had some other stuff that they've had to order, some other parts, um, but they don't know a hey Backlash, how you doing? Appreciate you being here. Um, but don't know exactly how much longer. I guess they're still waiting on parts to show up for it. Some kind of a bracket. Of course, that radiator support, which is plastic. Um, I'm not sure what all else they had to do an order. So they're waiting on parts still to come in. I guess get everything ready. Now, exactly what parts are still waiting on, I don't know. But that's the story because I asked the lady over there, do I need to bring this check now or wait till we pick the truck up? She goes, wait till we pick the truck up. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. Hey, Kelly. How you doing? But, yeah, that's the story on the truck right now. Like I said, just waiting to hear back more. Um, I mean, it could be another week, could be 2 weeks. But one thing I was discussing with Crystal today is I did find an '09 Dodge Nitro. Um, don't know, any information about it except for it's got one flat tire. Um, right now, current bid is I think $325. So I got 6 days to go. So what I was discussing with her is if one up getting it and everything, get it running. Uh, there's no keys for it because it was found abandoned. I do want to go take a look at it, which might be tomorrow. Um, depends upon how things are. I mean, the inside, externally, body wise, looks good. Internally, the inside, it's a used car. Okay, I mean, like I was telling her, she agreed. There's nothing that soap and water can't fix. I mean, it's not that bad. The seats aren't tore up. I mean, nothing really on the interior is all messed up. Um, now it is four-wheel drive. It's got a V6 in it. It's already got a receiver hitch on it, so it means it can tow something, which is one thing I've been wanting to see about getting with Caliber. But here's my uh, what's been going on my mind. I want to get that Nitro. Well, her son has been looking to get a car, so I was thinking, well, sell him the Caliber. Hey, Eek. Um, actually, Ken, it's at a impound yard, and they're the ones actually selling it. So ones like that. I mean, yeah, I don't know exactly what's wrong with it. That's why I want to go take a look at it, get more information. But here's my thinking behind it. If I can get it for with tax, title, license, buyer's premium, all that kind of stuff, around 500, and there's not much mechanically wrong with it. I mean, I can get a set of keys uh, for about 15-20 bucks off of eBay. Now, we'll have to take them over to the dealership once I get the title and everything, show them proof of ownership. They can get the VIN number off of it. They'll type it in the computer. They can actually sit there and cut me the keys off my blanks. then I can go and get um, the fobs themselves programmed for remote, you know, lock and unlock stuff like that. Hey, Antonio. Um, Ken, I've actually gone to an auction one time, and it was a '93 Plymouth Voyager, and I wound up getting it. It had the Mitsubishi 3.0 V6 in it, and it ran. Okay, I drove it home. The problem with it was that something had gone wrong in the clock spring, which is dealing with your turn signal, the airbag, the horn, stuff like that. I went to a junkyard I know. They had about 5 or 6 of those minivans out there. Didn't matter if it was Dodge or Plymouth, same thing. Could have been Chrysler. The guy let me take one of them apart, got the clock spring out, and I took it back. I put everything in there, and then all I had to do was replace the little holders for license plate light. That was about $8. Overall, I think I had maybe $550 in the whole thing and was driving it till some old guy decided to pull out in front of me, and I hit him doing 45 miles an hour. All right, we got this Cajun that's always raging, complaining about something, this, that, and the other about his Volvo, about doing this, doing that, it ain't doing what it's supposed to.
Never.
How many times have we heard you talking about, oh, well, I got to take it in to get this done, and I got to get this done on it, this
Routine
light's
maintenance.
on.
Oh yeah. It doesn't like the cold weather.
I don't know if anybody likes cold weather, except for Eskimos, and they're used to
This truck really doesn't like cold weather. It says, hell no, get me out of it.
it. So what made you go all the way up there?
Money?
He's
The,
out in Arizona.
the, it was the load was paying well enough. Well, we took it.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then yeah, you can go right ahead.
Hmm. About 5 grand.
Yeah. True, Ken. But you never know. You never know what you're going to find in there. I mean, sometimes it could be. Um, I've seen them where um, they actually stayed on there. The fact that it was a police impound, and usually on situations like that, that meant someone got some fancy wrist jewelry beforehand, and the police had their car hauled off, and they never came and got it.
Oh,
There's
what's wrong
nothing
with the
wrong.
car?
Oh, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's a '09 Dodge Nitro,
Uh-huh.
and the only thing I can see wrong with it, left front, right front tire is flat. That's it.
That's a given. I mean, look how long it's been. You never know how long it's been sitting in that impound yard.
Right. I mean, it's going to be sitting there for what, at least what, 30 days?
Sometimes longer.
Yeah. Hey, dancing.
Because
But that's
a lot of times those impound yards, they'll let them sit in there for 30 days, give the owner a chance to reclaim it. Don't reclaim it. They got to file a claim on it for the title and all this other mama jama. That could take anywhere from 30 to 90 days to get that,
right.
and then to put it up for auction, so on and so forth.
Right. So, I mean, they could have had it for 5 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no telling. I mean, it's got a V6 in it. It's four-wheel drive. It's already got a receiver hitch on it. I mean, the body on it is straight. The interior, I mean, it's not all ratted out. I mean, they showed the pictures of it. I mean, maybe just go in there and do some vacuuming, cleaning, stuff like that. A little bit of detailing on it, and then, like I said, all I got to do. I mean, like I said, I found a couple of key fobs on eBay for like $16. So I could get those, and I could take them. Probably contact a locksmith. I mean, yeah, just find me a locksmith and have them come over. And if I can get them to come over to program those other two keys I got for the truck, say, here, I got these. You need to cut them and program them. That way they can lock and unlock the nitro. I mean, it'd be a lot
Worst
cheaper
comes to
than,
worst, you just have to. Worst comes to worst, you just have to put another new ignition on it.
yeah, and door locks and stuff like that. But I still have to have a remote and everything that would still work for the door lock and the alarm.
Yeah.
But like I said, once I got a locksmith to do all that, that'd be no problem.
Right.
And but here's the thing, I'm thinking, you know, sell my little caliber to Crystal Sun. Basically, what I'd be spending on that nitro would be paying for me to get the what what I'd be selling him the caliber for would basically go to help pay for the nitro.
But yeah, do the research on the car before it actually becomes potentially yours to make sure you can. You're not getting in. You're not jumping into a money pit.
Right. That's why I mean it's up over in Fort Worth,
Hmm.
so it's saying it's about 45 minutes away. Hey, 710. Um, so like I said, for me, that's why I want to go take a look at it first. I mean, I've got about 6 more days to go on it before the auction
Hmm.
ends. I mean, $325 is the current bid on it.
Won't be the final bid, but not a bad
Oh no,
start on
no.
it.
Nothing's wrong with the caliber. I mean, it needs some suspension parts replaced on it. I think the struts need to get replaced on it, all four of them. And take it in for another alignment. Um, Trying to think of what else. I mean, the engine's running good, and since I did that filter change on it for the transmission, that's got that all taken care of. Uh, I haven't been having that kind of problem with it overheating. Um, but it's back to
Well,
well, Chris is wanting a new. He's wanting another car. I mean, he's had all these wild. I mean, hell, 18 years old, fixing to be 19. He's had all these wild hairs crawling up his butt and all these ideas. I mean, all the wild hairs going up his butt, tickling his brain. Uh, and yeah, he's not using logic. So I was thinking, like I said, I could sell him the caliber. That way, he would have his own vehicle. That way, we don't have to play taxi driver anymore. Like I said, let him get it, pay for his own car insurance. That way, I don't have to worry about it. Okay.
hmm
The nitro, like I said, now um, it's 4-wheel drive. It's already got a receiver hitch on it. Now it does have a V6, so yeah, I'm looking at you know not quite the fuel mileage is the caliber being 4-cylinder,
uh-huh.
but I mean, there's other advantages of having the nitro. I mean, actually, when I got the caliber, I was looking at a nitro at the time. There's two reasons why I didn't get the nitro. Looking at almost double the down payment and about $200 more a month in car payments. And that's been, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that since I got the caliber. I mean, it's been paid off now for over 2 years, almost
Yeah.
3 years now.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of along the fence of what I've been seeing what Kent's been saying. I'm kind of along the fence with him. I mean, just make sure you're getting a good deal out of it. I mean,
Oh yeah,
ultimately, it's going to be your decision, but we don't want to see you get screwed over at
oh
the
yeah,
same time.
oh yeah. I know, and that, like I said, that's why before I would even put a bid in on it, I would definitely go and do a physical inspection on
Mm-hmm.
it. Matter of fact, tonight after the stream, I'm actually going to email the lady and see about setting up a time. That way, I can come over and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Be able, pop the hood, look at the engine. Of course, I'm going to check, pull the dipstick, check the oil. If it looks creamy white, then okay, hang on, I might not want to get this because it's going to have cracked head, blown head gasket, something wrong there, which means the motor's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be more money.
Yeah,
So yeah,
more
definitely going to
money
be
you
doing
want to spend.
right. So that means time, the money I don't have, and getting parts. That's true, Ken. I wouldn't be able to do it without hearing the motor run. But like I said, I can get around some of that
You can pull
somewhat.
spark plugs and see what they look like and stuff like that. I mean, just do a thorough inspection.
Yep. Here comes the other Cajun.
What's up, Mater? What's up, Cajun?
What?
Raging.
Hey, brother.
Yep.
Hello, everybody in chat. How y'all are? Let me see who can I pop off here. Names: Antonio, Renegade, East Coast Ken, Breezy, 710. How y'all doing? Missy. Okay, that's all I can see.
Yep. But that's the thing. I mean, it depends upon what all they say. As far as Antonio, I agree. It's like when I bought that minivan, that little Voyager. Now that was at an auction that they literally drove the vehicle up and everything. So I was able to hear it running and everything. Now this one here is different, but the other one they do every Saturday, man, they've got cars that non-running ones. They're going like $1,500, $2,000 for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a non-running big, and they state they're non-running.
Hey there, Miss Missy Mahoney.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go. I definitely want to go check it out. Of course, the first thing I would do once I got it, say back home, do maintenance on it. Change oil, filter. You know, uh, same thing like for the transmission. Going to do a service on it. Um, I might, Ken. I don't know. I mean, I didn't think about that, but that would make it definitely make for a good YouTube video. I didn't think about that. Hey, that's a good idea. Um, but no, it's like I said. Some fact is now the nitro does sit up higher, so it would make it a lot easier for Crystal to be able to get in and out. So I mean
Mm-hmm.
that caliber it sits so damn low. She's 6'1", okay. something that low to the ground, you know, Raging, how tall are you?
6'2".
Okay. How comfortable would you be getting inside of an MG midget?
I wouldn't.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like Raging, Crystal getting in and out of the Caliber is kind of like Raging getting inside of a midget. Those MG
Of course,
midgets.
of course, my wife owns a Ford Fusion, 2010 Ford Fusion. I sit comfortably in it.
Yeah.
That car's getting ready to be paid off. We're not going to have a car payment besides the big truck payment, but that's not a big deal because the truck actually makes us money. So car payments for us to get ready to disappear.
Right.
So, because we found out this week that the company that did the sale on the house up in Michigan, everything finally went through. There, all the papers got dotted, T's got crossed, and the check is headed down to Tennessee for us.
Yeah. Ken, yes, the Caliber would be for her son. I mean, Crystal, her and I, we will be driving either the truck or the Nitro.
So I didn't hear the whole. I didn't hear the whole story here, Mater. So what is the story about this truck? Are you buying a truck that's too good to be true, or what's the story?
Okay, I found a 09 Dodge Nitro.
Okay.
And it's at a.
Hi, Missy. Hi, Breezies. Hi, Antonio.
Yeah,
Hi, guys.
Hello, Ken.
Right.
Hello,
I
Chris.
had my coffee.
But it's at a impound yard.
Okay.
Okay.
One thing I did hear is there's no keys.
Right. There's no keys to it. Okay.
For me, red flag number one, I wouldn't purchase a vehicle if there's not a set of keys. I don't care if you can get it retumbled and all that fun stuff. The fact that there's no keys is a problem. I'm not going to purchase something I can't personally turn the motor over and hear.
Right.
This is me.
Right.
Also,
I know.
what is the asking price?
Right now, the current bid's $325.
200 and what?
$325.
Okay, so you're not on a ton of money.
No.
By any means. I mean, that's not bad. What about paperwork and tags, things of that nature?
I would get all that. I would get all
Is there
that.
anything behind? Is it still on a lien or something of that nature?
Nope, they
Doesn't
would.
matter.
It doesn't matter because they would give me basically a bill of sale and the paperwork to file for the title, for a clear title.
Oh, whoa. Renegade has not had coffee today.
We got to call Ripley's.
Yeah. Antonio, he has an upper limit on his bid. If it goes above that limit, then it's a big deal.
Right. If it goes above that limit, then walking away.
Is the vehicle in an accident of any kind? Is there like anything done to it that's
They literally said it was on the side of the road.
Right.
Nobody.
So an impound yard has it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, impound yard has it. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
it's on the side? So this is an abandoned vehicle that was on the side of the road now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So basically, the police, saw it. I mean, it's got a flat tire. Don't know if it was because it had a flat when it was picked up, or if it went flat sitting there at the yard, because we don't know how long it's been sitting at the tow yard.
Well,
it's been there at least
means
42
that it
days.
was. If you look at it, it could be possible abandoned vehicle that was meant to be chopped for parts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that it was sitting for X number, you don't know how long.
Right.
You have things you need to do right off the bat, which is all your general maintenance is, and that adds up fast.
Right. That's why, like I said, after the stream, I've got the lady's email for the tow yard, so I'm going to email her to see about before I even put a bid in. I'm going to Crystal and I are physically going to go and inspect it.
Like I kind of agree with Ken on this. The fact that it was abandoned means the owner knew something was wrong somewhere. Let's just say, okay, the engine checks out good. What about the transmission? Transmissions are notorious problems.
Okay.
That they don't want to fix because they cost more than the vehicle sometimes.
Okay. It could be like what Renegade was saying. They got arrested.
The tire went flat. They pulled over.
A red flag. There's a reason that they got rid of it.
Right. But, I mean, we don't know what the reason is. We don't know why it's there. There's been times
I wouldn't even consider it unless you can get the motor to turn over. I would not even consider it. Even for $300 flat, if I won that auction, I would not consider it until I heard it and saw what it can do and all that.
But that's easy enough done. Put a battery on it, hook up a battery to it. You don't need keys.
There's no keys though, boo.
You don't need keys.
There's a way to jump it.
I can get in the starter relay in the fuse box under the hood. You can get in the starter relay, and you can take that relay out. It's going to say which relays are in there, and jump the relay. And the motor's going to turn over. It won't fire because the key's not in it, but it will turn over.
Well, there's other ways around it too. I mean, I do know. I'll play like this. I do know a way I can get it started, put a battery in it. I can get it started without the key.
Ooh. I forgot how watered down this is.
No, it's just that's my 2 cents on that. I wouldn't mess with it unless I could hear it and see it.
Oh yeah.
Possible.
For me, there's too much suspect information for it.
Right. Well, like I said, that's why after the stream tonight, I'm going to email the lady at the tow yard and set up a time where Crystal and I, yes, it does have aluminum wheels.
Those are stock on that car.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I could park the damn thing out and get my money back plus. But here's the thing. I want to go and physically inspect this vehicle before I even put a bid in on it. Because, when I go look at it, I'm going to pop the hood. I'm going to check out the engine, check everything out. And I'm going to, of course, pull the dipstick out. I'm going to check, see if it's, if it looks black, okay, that's fine. It just needs oil change. That's going to be normal. But if it's got a creamy tan color, I'd be going, nope, because that means it's got internal engine problems. I mean, it's either
for so long that some stuff could dry up and rotted piping and rubbers and all that fun stuff, and the seals are probably shot to crap too.
Well, there's no telling how long. I mean, I could take a look at it and see, how long, get a guesstimate how long it's been sitting there. But like I said, I'm not even going to put a bid in on it until, even like what Dancing says, someone got evicted from somewhere, and they couldn't come back and get it.
Yeah. Now, a tow yard, let's say we got it, we would get what's called a Title 42. That means the tow yard has had it in their physical possession a minimum of 42 days.
Yep.
So it's been there basically a month and a half before they could even put it up for auction.
Yep.
So,
I mean, like what Renegade's saying, $300 or $400 could be worth it. Put another motor in it.
Yeah.
I'm just not like, I just feel like it's not even worth the time nor the effort personally. That's just my opinion though. No one else.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. If I wound up getting that vehicle, what the plan is to do is sell the Caliber to her son, take the money I get from selling the Caliber to him, put into the Nitro.
Okay, what is wrong with the Caliber?
Need some struts on it. get another alignment done.
Needs about another 3 inches in the driver's seat.
But other than that, I mean, it runs and drives. It's tagged, inspected.
So-
I mean, I drove it earlier today.
So why don't you just put the money into the Caliber, sell that, and then look for something else? Or is this a vehicle you're really interested in maybe buying for whatever reason?
Kind of like how I put it earlier. Raging is 6'2". Okay,
Mhm.
Crystal 6'1". Crystal getting in and out of the Caliber is kind of like Raging trying to get in and out of a. Well, no, I was thinking like either like a little Triumph TR7 or a MG Midget.
All right.
He could get in and out of it, but his height and everything, he'd be cramped in there, and then trying to get in and out of something that low to the ground.
I have that much room between the front of my right knee and the dash.
Okay.
So,
So I literally go in. My legs are at this angle to go in underneath.
Yeah.
And I have to come. My hips come in. My right foot comes in, then my left.
but now, as far as when it comes to the truck, she has no problem getting
There
in and out.
ain't no way in heck, Antonio, I am going to even try and get in a Corvette. I would have to sit on the ground to get in it. And that's even on the passenger side. No.
I could, Ken, but then I'm looking at another car payment. I mean, I've already got the truck now. I've got the bike.
What if you go to like your salvage yards and you find something that's actually worth the time and effort? If it's a non-running vehicle, you can find a decent vehicle in a salvage yard sometimes.
Here in Texas,
mechanics.
Okay, but here's the problem with that. Here in Texas, when a junkyard gets a vehicle in, they automatically turn the title into the state, and they cannot legally sell a vehicle to be put back on the road again.
So
no,
it must be different. Like we can have a vehicle get in an accident here. You take it to a shop that specializes in the brake lamp inspection stuff, and we give it a salvage title, and it can go back on the road.
Right. Now, I could do something like that.
Or I can.
Right. But, I mean, like I said, I could do something like that, but that's here in Texas, doing something like that, getting the salvage title, there's problems and a lot of hoops and red tape you have to go through for that.
All right. I got you now.
I just go register it in Oklahoma and register the title in Oklahoma at my brother's house.
Yeah.
Because a salvage title up there. Yeah, I've got a car I bought at the auction that says salvage title. I've got it fixed.
Right. And then, of course, come back down to Texas, get it registered. Oh, it'll be registered as it'll have a clear title on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like Antonio say, salvage titles are a pain to get, and all that stuff you have to go through.
Yeah, I had one on one of my bikes because the front end came in just enough.
But like I said, I'm not
You
going
did not ride straight no more after that, though.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not going to jump head first in on this. I am going to do the research. I'm looking into it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to physically look at it, do the inspection. I'll look up underneath, see if it's got any kind of frame damage, or see if there's been, check everything out on it.
Yeah,
It's still got the catalytic. That's what 710.
Look at the tires. If you look at the tires alone, you could tell if it needs alignment work and all kinds of stuff.
Right. Now it is 4x4.
That still doesn't really matter.
Right. But I mean, it's got a V6. It does have a receiver hitch on it, which means, shut up, Ed. Be able to tow a small trailer. I say it's also going to be, was it about 8 to 10 inches taller than the Caliber? I think it's
Yeah,
just
the
about,
bottom of the door will be just below my knees
yeah,
instead of that far above my ankle.
right. So the nitro,
That's the problem.
right. Well, see, the nitro is basically a smaller version of a Durango. That's all it is.
It's like a Ford Flex.
Kind of.
Smaller.
Yeah. But
I've been in a Flex. Those actually have more room, but they're also lower to the ground.
right. But like Crystal was saying, she's already put a limit as far, basically put a cap on it as far as how much, how high I can bid on it. So, I mean, if it goes beyond that, it's like, okay, walking away. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm done. It's not something I have to have, but I mean, cause like I said, originally when I got the Caliber, I was looking at, they had a nitro there also. I think it was in 08 nitro. But instead of $1,500 down, I was looking at about $2,500 down, and instead of I think $300 a month, I think I was looking at about $450 a month. So it was,
and with the height difference between he and I,
yeah,
a Caliber was good for him.
yeah, the
And that
Caliber is good thing. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I would prefer to have had a nitro.
Now, is this nitro going to be for the son, Crystal's son?
No, I've already
Oh, I
said,
thought he was looking for a vehicle. I thought I heard that in there somewhere about him getting a. When I was trying to get in on StreamYard, I thought I heard something about.
We buy the nitro for us, sell him the Caliber, and
Oh,
you
okay.
from the
I knew I heard something about that in there.
right, but take the money selling him the Caliber to put into the nitro. But
So I see what you're talking about now.
right. So say I sell him the Caliber, say for $1,500. Okay, that $1,500 would go into the nitro, getting it, road ready.
Right.
So then I'm not really out of pocket of any money. So say I get it and I do the oil change, do the transmission service on it, get the new key fobs and everything, get them cut, programmed and everything. Say I got $800. I get $1,500 from her son. I'm still $700 to the positive on it, and I've got a good running vehicle.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm basically trying to cover, do a CYA on it. That way I'm not getting stuck and where it's going to cost a lot of money.
There you go. Well, I got my printer going today.
Good.
Yeah,
I called HP and told them about it, and I was calling to tell them about I had a roller or something that wasn't taking the paper on one side. It was wanting to take it and cock paper to the left. That means the left roller was pulling, not the right one.
Renegade.
So he said, we're gonna clean it. I'm gonna get inside. I'm gonna connect with the printer, and we're gonna clean it, and we're gonna do this and that, and you'll be good to go. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's not software.
Yeah.
I just want to see if I can. And so anyway, he redone all that for 2 hours almost.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, looks like it's a hardware problem. I said, that's why I called. I said that from the get-go.
Go ahead.
It's a mechanical problem, and I'm wondering if I can get another one on the deal, because I said this printer, it's got some, it's a couple years old. But I says, I haven't printed anything with it by any, how you say that? I might have printed 100 pages with it.
Yeah.
You know? So I
Uh,
tore it apart, and guess what I found out?
Stuck.
They had a hair bonnet in it.
Yep.
You know, yeah.
Yep.
A hair
We
band.
had a ponytail holder in it.
Hey, Rail.
Boy.
Renegade. I don't believe he's got. I don't. Now I've just put 1,500 out there. Okay, that's not. Like
I
I said,
said,
nothing's written in stone yet on it. So it's just the fact that I'm just kind of throwing numbers out there that or whatever. Now I guarantee he wouldn't have $1,500. Yeah, he would actually have to make payments, which I would get everything down in writing.
mm-hmm.
We put on there that at the, once say he agrees to so much down and so much a month. That stipulation is if he misses a payment, that it's could be the fact of him with that happening. I can repossess it and take possession back of it, and no refund of money.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first lines in the contract is, "Do not ask your mother," and put my full name in there, "to help you because she won't."
Right.
What about the title?
The title would not be signed until it was paid for.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not that. Hey, Cajun, I'm not that stupid.
But you're gonna have to have a legitimate, legal, whatever, how you want to say it. Hey, Jamie, you're gonna have to have something that
They say,
takes the liability off of you if he runs into somebody.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
So the title is gonna have to be. You're gonna have to go through. You're gonna have to put some kind of lien on it, or make the purchase contract. Like
That's why
you're not responsible if he wrecks it.
Right.
A promissory note.
Right, but that's what I just got through saying that he pays so much down, so much a month, and that say he misses a payment, that it could be the fact is that I take possession back of the vehicle, and he's lost all that money. But he would also be responsible for having insurance on the car. That for me, once he agreed to all that, I'd contact my insurance company, tell them I've sold the car, take it off, delete it off the insurance.
Renegade, you can get insurance on any vehicle as long as you have the VIN number.
Yep.
I can call an insurance company right now and get insurance on his truck that's in the backyard, the one that doesn't run. All I need is that VIN number.
Yep.
That's it.
And
but in Louisiana, when you do like you want to do, call the insurance and drop the insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Over here in Louisiana, if I do that, I have to take my plate off of my Jeep and turn it in to the DMV.
Yep.
So
Okay.
he's going to have to re-register it. If it's like that there, he'll have to re-register it. Well, he would here if he'd be buying it from me. No matter what kind of whatever,
And then once he registered it, he would get a set of plates. And hey! But he would get a set of plates, and we would get the ones that are on there now. Don't have to turn them into the DMV or anything. They're just useless pieces of tin.
Yep.
Hey, Ed.
Wall decor.
Right. I'd hang them up on the wall here.
Okay, but that's here. We can get insurance on whoever, even though his name is on the title with that promissory note of him buying it. Chris is responsible for the insurance.
Yep.
All he's got to do is have that contract saying he's buying it, and that means if he doesn't insure it, oh well.
That's good, Ken. But
Oh, nice.
I think
Well-
Renegade said the right thing earlier. You can sign the title over. Yeah, and then put yourself
as a lien holder,
as the lien holder on it, because they got a space on the title, under the title for that.
And this right here, all we have to do is show proof that he was buying it from us at the time, and then we're out of the lawsuit. Everything the judge will say, yeah, okay, it was signed 2 months before, and y'all guys don't have it. I said, we have a spare key just in case I need to go pick it up or something.
and
And
get that piece of paperwork notarized.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely would be crossing the T's, dotting the I's, all the legal paperwork, just like what a car dealership would be doing when you go in there to buy a car.
Yeah. Congrats, Ken. That is good that you got that many.
Well, not really. I mean, consider the fact that just like going to a car lot, okay, I'm buying the truck, okay, I got involved in a wreck. The truck is registered in my name. It's got insurance in my name. Waxahachie Dodge is not responsible for anything. I am, because I've got the insurance on it. It's registered in my name.
Yeah, but you have the title to it too.
Nope.
With a lien holder.
Yeah, I'll have that.
Yeah.
But I don't have full title on it because it's not paid off.
Right, but they are the lien. Their name, whoever Dodge or whatever.
Right.
Whoever sold it to you is under their name, and all that's under your name.
Oh yeah. But the title.
Yes, Ed, that's Anthony.
Right. But the thing about it is the actual title would not be turned over to him until it was all paid off.
Yep. And then he would get the money for the next payment. We'd say, okay, let's go down and title change. It'd be.
Yep.
I don't know. I would.
Yeah, it's 6 of one, half the other. There's a way to do it, and it's legal. It's just you have to know the steps.
Right.
And
Sell it to them on time, but put yourself as the lien holder on the title. The title would be in his name on top, still in your name as a lien holder on bottom. That right there is what's gonna save your butt.
Oh yeah. I know. Like I said, that's exactly what we would wind up doing.
Yeah, he would register it in his name. He would have a title, but you are the lien holder.
Right. And like I say, we go down to the DMV, over to the tax office and get that all done. But yeah, I mean, that's exactly. I mean, I wouldn't be doing, all willy nilly and everything. Yeah, I'd take the correct steps.
Wow. Okay.
And everything.
Renegade's got it. His wife runs the tag agency, so he learned all that from her. But there's also a couple of things from a person to person that is different. If you're doing payments, if you're doing, most people when they do person to person is here's the money, bye.
Right.
I had a lady paying my mother out for $500 for a car. She made a $50 payment. She kept calling me. I said, did you talk to my mother? She goes, no. I said, then why the fuck are you calling me? Because that is her car. We're the one that made it. I just signed it as a witness. You talk to her, not me.
There was a bill of sale then.
Yeah, it was a promissory note.
Bill of sale and agreement on said payment schedule.
Yep. And
so that's actually illegal.
She never did. She made one payment. Trashed the car. There was more paper and stuff in the car than the people could fit in there. And that took her 2 months to do that. Nice. And it smelled like cigarettes, trash, feet and butt. And Bad butt at that, because I think a homeless guy had slept in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, she hung around a lot of Shady was being nice about it. And I said, okay, do you want it back or not? I looked at my mom and said, do you want the car back or not? She goes, yeah. I said, called her. I said, here, you tell her we're coming over there to get it, or she better have the money. She's got 2 hours to do it, because otherwise I got to be at work. We went over there, gave Mom the money. Mom signed off on the note. I signed off on the note and said, bye. Put the other key on the trunk and left.
Yep. No, I'm not giving him the car.
No. No way, Dancing.
Nope.
No way.
Nope. Because simple fact is, he's 18, and he's got a lot to learn. Trust me, he's got a lot to learn. This would give him, basically, this would let him learn responsibilities that he doesn't think he has to have. Because he keeps saying how much he wants to move back to Oklahoma and how he can make it working at McDonald's, living up there at a place of his own, working at McDonald's. You tell me he'd make it. No. All right. Now, different subject.
Please.
Yeah. Got a little bit of an update on the dust collection system. You know, I tried getting that blower motor hushed. Anyway, I was trying to get that blower motor to work. That one wasn't going to work. So I was like, okay, I got to take a step back. I started watching some more videos that guys made their own impeller system and everything. Okay, well, just for the hell of it, I looked on eBay for a dust collection system. And I hope like hell nobody wants to outbid me on this. But right now, yes, the house is paid for. But anyways, I found one on there. It's a blower motor. And it's not, I'll put it like this, I can get it for less than $100. As of right now. I've still got some time still to go on it. But it's perfect for what I need and everything. And like I said, for less than $100, it gave me the blower motor and do what I need. Instead of me trying to build something, I think it could work. I showed it to Crystal, discussed it with her, and she goes, put a bid on it. I did. And so far, I'm high bidder.
What kind of motor is it? I mean, is it a dust collector motor and stuff? All you need to do is put a bag on it or what have you?
Put a sack on it. You can put a nylon on it if you need to.
I'm not going to put a bag on it. Not with the way I've got the design set up for the dust collection system. Because what I'm going to do is at each station, which was going to be 4 stations right now, I'm going to get 3 more of those Cyclone separators from Harbor Freight with a 5-gallon bucket. Get 1 at each station. Okay? Then from there, it's going to go up into a filter box. And I'm going to be putting in a box that's got your house filters for your HVAC filters in there. And then from there, it's going to go to the blower motor. The blower motor and the filter box is all going to be upstairs.
So the motor is in some kind of compartment or in something, or it's just a plain motor with a shaft sticking out?
No, it's the whole thing with the exhaust and the intake already.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, the blower motor itself is going to be at the very end. Ken had some things to take care of that kind of pushed it where it was going to be late. Is all. No, I don't need a parts collection system. I don't need one of those. I got no problem on those.
As long as he stays away from the fans, I'm good.
And a lit fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, guess who texted me to come get him?
Really? I thought he was going to stay overnight.
Yeah, I'm in my PJs. I said, no, I'm ready for bed.
If I'm in pajamas, I'm not leaving my house.
Yep.
And again, pajamas for me can be work clothing too that I worked all day in.
Hey, all I have to do is drop the camera, go over there, grab my dark shirt, go on that side over there, and take 2 minutes to take the top off.
Yeah, it don't take long. But that's the thing about with the
unless you've been here, then that helps.
Yeah.
For me, Dickies are pajamas basically for me some days.
Right. I could
3 hours to get an Uber.
Yeah.
Because you have to wait. Yeah, you have to wait for one to come from. There are barely any Ubers here.
I don't think there are any. But
I don't know. Hi, Randy.
Maybe it walks a hatchie.
Hey, Randy.
That's still 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20, 25 minutes. But no, that's the thing about with that, the dust collection system is that, I do want to put the cyclone separator at each station. That way.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute, guys.
All right.
I got to go clean up my plate and stuff.
Yeah. But
what's that? I really am going to.
Hey, Adam, I sent you a link.
The machine, we started using the J7 bandsaw today at work, finally.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah. But, that's the thing that with that dust collection system, I was thinking about getting that big one from Harbor Freight.
No, Ed, you can do a podcast. You have a face for radio.
Yep.
I love you, buddy.
No, I think he's talking about dancing, doing podcasts.
Dancing.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Ed can do it. He's got a good radio voice overall.
Yeah. But no, I mean I could get that one that Harbor Freight got for $300. It's got a 70-gallon bag. It's got the cyclone separator and everything. What else? It's also got the fine dust particle bag, but it's going to take up a lot of room, in one spot for the garage. I'm already limited on space inside the garage here. That's why, what I want to do is get 4 of those cyclone separators from Harbor Freight on a 5-gallon bucket. I can get them mounted right there by the tool. It wouldn't take up much room by the table saw. Same way with the jointer.
Papanum? What is papanum, Ed? I don't know what that word actually means. Papanum? You trying to make fun of me because I'm bald, Ed? Because I already dealt with that all day. I'm not sure what that means.
Don't get midline. But
no, I'm not sure. I honestly don't know what that word actually means. I can't even pronounce it correctly, probably.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to call the man to understand what that word is.
He's saying it's like the pum is like the sound of the drums. Yeah. Da-da-da.
No, that's not pum. That's called a rim shot.
Yeah.
That's what that is. A rim shot, Ed.
But you understand as far as what I'm going to be doing as far as the dust collection. Like I said,
At least Ed can take a joke.
Like I said, the blower motor and the filter box is all going to be upstairs. Okay, so that's something I don't have to worry about. It's less footprint on the actual floor of the garage itself. Same, like I said, the blower motor, the filter box, I can get up there and, okay, depending upon how much woodworking I do, depending upon how often I have to change filters out. And those filters are just going to be for
a lot of big equipment coming.
Yeah, he's getting some big stuff coming in.
That J7 that I fixed up it's doing its job. It's cutting stuff. A little scary for the new guys at work though, because it looks like it's like an ancient machine. That's how old it is.
Right.
I'm like, you just turn this right here.
Yeah.
Doesn't swing fast.
Randy, I'm not sure. I've been looking online at different ones. I did wind up watching Project Farm.
I'm sorry. That's an inside joke between me and Ed and my coworkers. What he just said.
Right now, a 4-inch thick filter seems to be the best out there.
I'm gonna call you, Ed. We're gonna have to have a serious discussion about this.
Yep. But I know a 2-inch, because he was saying a 2-inch and a 4-inch thick filter actually was the best. Some of the other ones were not, like the 1-inch, and he was even showing one that was the kind that is reusable. You just clean it.
All right.
All right, see, Antonio. But that's the thing. I haven't got that figured out yet, or how big the box is going to be, because it's going to determine the size of the filter I get. I looked at some that are 12-inch square. Yep, she's changed. Yep.
Yeah, you see the gray shirt. This is my PJs.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to drop the camera.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be working, and y'all guys don't need to see anything.
Yeah.
In case it slips.
Yeah. No, that's my eyes only. But
I don't want Missy. I don't want Missy mad at me.
Yeah. But I'm looking at filters, Randy, that are anywhere from 12-inch square all the way up to 20 by 20, to even a 20 by 25. So I haven't got that determined yet as far as what filter I'm going to use, and everything. Like I said, that filter box is going to get built and upstairs, like I said, along with the blower motor. And then going to be running probably the main one that's going to get there's actually going to be 2 different ones that's going to be having a 4-inch collector, and that's going to be the jointer and the planer, because they put off so much dust. Those are the 2 ones that have the most. The miter saw and the table saw are run with a 2-inch pipe.
Ken, are you doing stick welding also with the old school stuff? That's always been. I've always been told that's just the best way to learn to weld, because it bridges the gap between MIG and TIG and the old arc welding styles.
Yeah, he's saying MIG.
All right.
But I will be putting
those old Lincoln tombstones that last forever.
But I will be putting the blast gates in, that way, because I'm not going to be running all 4 at the same time. There's no way I can. So that way I can shut off, saying I'm just going to be using the table saw. I could go over there, open up that blast gate, get the dust collection system turned on,
Okay, cool.
and that way it's going. And as soon as I'm done, I can shut that all off.
I got people that I know that swear by stick welding and stick welding alone.
I'm going to send out the link to one other person, and he better get his butt up here.
What kind of MIG welder do you have, Ed? Or not Ed, Ken? Been doing a lot of that last few days. Small town percent. 5%.
Hey, Anthony, are you having memory problems?
No, I'm trying to read and things are blurring together right now.
Yeah, you might want to get some glasses in, baby.
Randy,
Well, I'm partially blinded with my right eye.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, my retina is actually partially detached, I was told.
Oh, that ain't good.
Ooh, no.
Randy, as far as I know, you have to manually adjust them.
Yes, you have to push it back and then reach and twist the legs, and they will go up or down.
Also, surprisingly, even though what I just said, I did do welding today too.
I'm good.
And fabricating.
That's something I'm looking forward to.
Here you go. The favorite color.
Baby blue Robin's egg.
No, gray and pink.
Yeah.
I hate pink.
Hey, could be worse. Could be your other unfavorite color with the paint.
I would rather work with Harbor Freight green.
But I'm saying, how about the Harbor Freight green and pink together?
All right, Ken.
Mm-mm.
I can't read that fast, man.
Yeah, no, I've got to get this done by Friday. And I've got a hat on the machine I need to take off. But I'm going to be lazy and not do that till tomorrow. Because I spent 3/4 of the day running around today.
I can check your messenger.
He's coming up. I'm going to go hide.
I can be partially blind, but I can still pass a DMV and vision exam, just so everyone knows.
Anyways, Ed better check his email. I sent Ed a link. I sent Ken a link. Because Ed, after last night, I want to do some more.
Oh, you got a conversation you want to have, huh?
I want to have a conversation.
That one will be backstage.
No.
Well,
I want to talk about the topic.
Okay, the topic, the other one, yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about the topic.
Yeah, because with me, that one person comes in, I dropped out.
Yep. Well, Ken, it's easy. Get your shirt and everything on, put your house shoes on, grab your cigarettes, go out to the garage. Yeah, Ken, I totally agree. Every morning I try not to wake up grumpy. I let Crystal sleep.
I'm gonna err on the edge of Ken's doing the right thing right now.
Yeah, Mater, that doesn't work because you move, I wake up, and I'm up for 2 or 3 hours.
Also, wait, how cold is it over there in Carolina right now? When you're in your warm spot, you don't want to move. For me, this morning was 37 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Ken, you can always put some pajama bottoms on. We don't care because we ain't gonna see from the waist down. We don't want to see from the waist down.
No one said I was actually even wearing pants
No.
right.
Well, we've seen you move, so we know you got broom. Yeah, but
that is not true. That's
yeah,
a lie.
We seen you walking around earlier.
Anthony, you're so full of it. Your eyes are brown.
My eyes actually are brown.
I know.
We know what you're full of.
Well, come in to the basement just long enough to show him your face, and then do the avatar like I am.
Yeah, you can. Yep, just leave the avatar on.
And I told you the reasons I've got the avatar on is just in case.
Yep.
Because this shirt is actually.
Yeah, we know, or I know.
Three sizes too big for me.
No, if it's perfect.
No, we got it big on purpose. Yeah. I got it big on purpose because I knew I was going to be sleeping in it, and I move in my sleep. So if I have something that is actually my size, it'll cut my breathing off.
All right. I think I know who this is, but I want them to drop their avatar that way I can see the face. Then they can put the avatar back up before I bring them up. All right, you can put the avatar back up. I just got to make sure who it is.
It's me. Who else is it? It says it right there. Who else could this be but me?
Hey, I don't want to have another thing like what happened to Cajun, okay?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't even want my avatar up on my regular avatar up on other channels in case somebody says something that'll get recorded.
Okay, now, last night I know you didn't get a chance to see it as far as my comment on your topic for AI.
Okay. I missed a lot of comments yesterday. It was hard to keep the panelists engaged and going along the right topic. You know how easy it is for people to jump off topic and start going all kinds of places.
Right. Now, for me, what I was going to try and say is that many years ago, I worked for CVS at their DC. Everything there is computerized, okay? So product moving around, 90% of it is done by computers, conveyors, stuff like that. You do have 10%, maybe 15% of it that's, actually handled. Well, no, I take that back. The product is moved from station to station mainly by computers, okay? Actually filling orders, stuff like that, that's all done by humans, okay? It's not done by the computer. But here's the thing. At the one part of the shipping department, you got the pickers. They're picking stuff off the pallet that's being brought by the cranes and everything and being brought in. They pick the product off of it. They put it on the cart, okay? Then once that cart is filled, they have to manually push the button to say, okay, this one's full. Tell the computer, okay, it's ready to be pulled out. One night, we had a tissue box, just a regular thing of Kleenex style tissues. It literally fell out of the cart on the other side where the other carts or where the other trolleys are that are controlled by the computer. They go back and forth picking up the carts ready to be taken out and unloaded. It literally fell on the track and it literally derailed one of those carts. Okay?
Okay.
There wasn't a sensor down there or anything to tell this thing going back and forth, hey, something's in the path, you need to stop. It took 6 of us to pick the thing up and put it back on the rails, and that system was down for almost 3 hours. It took
You're
humans
talking about
moving.
robotics basically at this point.
Yeah, but if it
That's
was like
problematic.
right, but what I'm saying is AI is all computerized. It's
So
a computer, but even something like that, it did not know. It wasn't smart enough to know, hey, something's here. I gotta stop.
I've actually seen robots. Actually, well, when I was working, robotic stuff that's supposed to like sweep and clean come up to me and stop right in front of me. But
Yep.
when I moved, it kept going. I've seen that physically in person.
Oh yeah,
It's a high possibility. Like I said, this is stuff that's in its infancy. Now let's
Oh,
just look. I associate robotics with AI because I'm not going to disassociate it from it takes a human to produce AI. What we are doing is producing AI, which is artificial intelligence or alien intelligence of some sort.
right.
We can program a machine. We can design and build a machine to do a specific task and do it very, very consistently where
Right.
there's less flaws.
Right.
Okay, wait
It's
1 second. 1 second, guys. Hold on
do
1
that
second.
job.
First, let me pop in here really quick and first say hello, Crystal. How are you? Hello, Anthony. How you doing, my buddy? My buddy Cajun, Boo, my brother from another mother. How are you? I just wanted to say hello really quick and just refresh everybody in the comments and that's watching. What Mater's talking about is yesterday I had a topic on my show about artificial intelligence and how that's going to affect even the trades. The trades is the safest place you can be because it's the physical portion of the world. Anything that's virtualized, like anything, if you're sitting around creating spreadsheets or management stuff, plugging it in software, your job is at risk. But
There's going to be
the,
no bankers in the next 10 years, I bet.
there'll be
Right.
bankers, but not as many. There's gonna be a dilution of specific jobs. But what I was saying was if you think that you're in the trades and you're 100% safe and you're not going to be touched by this, you're being foolish because it will touch you. It'll bring your prices down, your labor prices down. There's even a chance that you may come down from the middle class to the lower class because of how it may affect your pricing. So that's the scary part. And before anybody says I'm an advocate for AI, even though I work around that industry, please know that I also advocate for the trades and I think it's the place to be. So I just want to kind of frame this up. With that being said, to your point, I also said that robots and machines are buffoons. Machines that have not had the years of experience like cars. Look how well cars are made or could be made if the right amount of money was invested in them. You could make a car completely stainless steel, rust proof, and you could make a car that could last you 100 years today. With today's technology, you
That
could
was
do
a
that.
DeLorean.
Well, yes, the DeLorean had a
Who
stainless
said
steel body.
DeLorean?
The
Yep. DeLorean.
DeLorean had a stainless steel body. I'm just saying that a car could be made today that could last 100 years and would work perfectly fine. I could tell you that right now because we have the technology to do that. We place obsolescence into our vehicles so that the economy keeps moving and revolving. So give AI, give technology 100 years, give it the same time we've given a car, and watch where we're going to be. Now, think about the 90s. This is the next point I made. The internet was a luxury. A cell phone, a beeper was a luxury. Only doctors carried beepers. Remember? Now today,
I had one. I wasn't a doctor.
now today, the
I still
internet.
probably have one in the garage.
Now today, the internet
Might
is a
work.
utility.
Yeah.
It's a utility. Heck, the government is subsidizing people that are on welfare for internet access. They're giving them
Yep.
internet access. So it is now a utility. With that being said, cell phones are also becoming a utility. It's no
It's
longer
a
it's
bill.
no
It's a form of revenue.
well,
But
it's not
turned
just
in.
revenue. It's not just revenue anymore. It's a utility. Think about that for a second.
Yeah,
Government
to me, that's
governments
power, water, and my trash and recycling service.
Yeah, yeah. Well, add to that
Along
internet
with
and
this
cell phone
now, which
service.
I can't live without, unfortunately, because I do have to have this connectivity because my job does require it.
Yeah.
And
Fi-
all
And
jobs do now.
the
I'm the only
government,
here. I'll make this really easy. Everyone, it's getting to that time where it's tax season.
yep.
Everyone's talking about their W-4s. We're getting them digital. Nope, me. I'm like, I want my hard copy.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That's me.
Hey, right now I want to say a couple of things. One, Ken, no, I didn't see. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, but I have seen some of the new releases from Harbor Freight. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but
Something fun
okay,
coming.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
now here's something else. Talking about the topic and something that Ed had mentioned about cars. Now I don't know how many people have heard about it, but Tesla is, the car is supposed to have the best AI, you know, system in it for auto driving. You can basically get into a Tesla and you tell it where you want to go. It's got all the sensors, computers, and everything it that it can sense where you're at on the road, and you can just kick back, relax, and it will do the driving for you. But I do know of at least 3 incidences where
That's
the
it.
AI,
Only 3.
I know of only 3. There's probably more out there, okay? But I
That's a
know of
lot.
at least 3 where the AI system failed.
Yeah.
And one was actually out in California,
There
okay?
was. You said you only see 3. I
I
live
only
here.
know, I only
I
know of
work
3.
there, and I know where the cars are. There's been more than 3 incidences just in California alone.
Okay,
It's almost a weekly thing. To a
okay,
certain point, these cars were catching on fire.
right. No. Okay, but here's the problem. What I'm talking about is
About
the
that.
AI system does not autocorrect
No.
for what it's seeing.
It,
The guy was driving down the highway there in California, and
so
you seen the spot where you come up on a bridge. If you're in the left hand lane, you got the guardrail that will come out for the pillars. The Tesla was going down the road. The guy was kind of kicked back, relaxed. The Tesla did not realize it went straight into the guard barrier.
depends
And
on what year the model was and what generation of that AI system it was.
it was from what I understand,
Meter,
one from last year.
meter,
Yeah.
and panel. How many
Mhm.
people died as we discovered how to go to space? How many people died as we discovered how
Well,
to fly a plane? Hold on, hold on. Let me get there. Let me get there.
That includes some animals in the space portion too.
That's right. Let's include animals. How many lives were lost?
How many souls?
Include the chimpanzees because we did do that.
Yes,
Yep.
of course, and
Yep.
dogs too. So, how many lives were lost during us creating cars and the technology that we got today? I'm sorry that, unfortunately, that is we have never been as impatient as a people, as a society, as a species as we are today. We are the most impatient we've ever been. This
Right.
technology is in the infancy, and it's already doing more in the little bit of time that it's been created than a human baby could in the same time
Can I
frame.
roll the clock back just a little bit, Ed?
hmm
When I say a little bit, I'm going to mean a lot, unfortunately.
Right. But here's something else I want to put out
When
there.
I was in school, there was the big industrial revolution. Then it was in the industrial age. Industrial age is what I mean. So we're kind of in this weird hyperbole. The industrial age was taking physical hand done jobs and mechanizing them. Information age gave us too much information. Now we're getting to the point where the information age now is turning into we can get a computer to do this and process things for us.
Right. Right.
That's
But
where we're
right.
going.
Right. But here's something else. Okay. Still dealing with Tesla. it's got the. Now here's the thing: Tesla's already admitted that they've got a system that they could put on the cars and everything, but they said, "Oh, we don't see a need for it, and it costs so much more money." So far, it's cost the lives of 2 people on motorcycles.
I understand
Okay.
that. It's also negligence by the driver because the driver is supposed to be able to take control of said vehicle at any
Right.
time.
Right, but here's the thing, okay? Two separate
It's not a
people.
self-governing vehicle that drives itself.
Right, okay, but here's what happened. 2 separate incidents, 2 separate states. A Tesla was going down the road in nighttime. It sees taillights of a vehicle. Okay, it's going. Okay, these taillights are this far apart. It's going. Okay, that's a vehicle that's say quarter or half a mile away. The motorcycle was probably 100 feet away from it, and the car was doing about 80 miles an hour. Ran right into it. It did not take time to stop because it could not figure out that the spacing between taillights on a motorcycle are closer together than that
It's
of a
not
car.
programmed into the
Right. It doesn't have the programming, so the AI
or
Maybe.
other terminology would be self-learning capability
Ne-
to adapt to
right.
driving.
Negative. I disagree. I disagree 100% that it failed. It did not fail. The system for self-driving, according to Tesla, is that the driver always be active. And what's happening is people are falling asleep, literally putting the seat back and knocking out as this thing drives down the highway.
I will agree with Edge
people-
Rebuttal. People are being lazy.
Yeah.
It specifically says
It's a people person right here.
It specifically says it in the instructions. You must be actively driving with the vehicle as it does its job. That means you have to be monitoring the brake, the gas, and the steering wheel
Right.
at all times. It
Like,
was the
what's my
driver's
that too?
job.
You need to be able to take control of said vehicle.
Right.
Now, so the programming did not. Everybody that buys a Tesla or buys anything with AI has to understand there are gaps in it. We're still training it. It's still learning, right? So when they buy a
It can
product
be
with
changed
that,
at any time, by the way, too.
yes, when they buy a product with that, it specifically tells you how to manipulate that for those gaps that are missing. With Tesla, a self-driving car, it tells you that you have to be an active driver at 100% of the time. That means
Right.
you have to be alert while it's driving itself.
Right.
I have video that I will send you one day of people falling asleep with their feet sticking outside the window on a California drive, and
yeah.
they're totally asleep on a Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine how many people have
I
not
believe
died.
Oh, yeah.
So let's take into perspective the other framing of what you're saying, the other side of that coin. How many people have not died because Tesla, the programming is so well done that it didn't kill people when they were using the device incorrectly. So
Yes.
there's that other side of the coin.
There's that point.
So you're
But-
saying the car is the device at this point, Ed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
See,
Now I'll agree on that. But here's
it's
also
just-
another thing is that Tesla themselves said that they do have a program that could be put on the car as some kind of a radar device. Okay? And it would actually be able to tell distance on items. But Tesla's going, it doesn't work and it's going to cost too much money. It's not worth it. My question is, how much is a human life worth?
I'm unfortunately going to maintain no comment on that particular statement right now.
And that's perfectly understandable and fine. The
Because
thing is,
I know the real answer.
And the reason,
if I ever ride in a Tesla, I want that
think they're uncomfortable
self-driving
vehicles,
capability taken out.
I personally think they're uncomfortable. I don't like the seats. Of all things, I don't like the seats that they make.
No.
They're too stiff and rigid. There's no poof in them.
hey, Christine was a nice car. She only went after the people that messed with her owner. And they were bad people to begin with. But
So please don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily 100% being an activist for Tesla. I'm 100% not a fan of electric cars. So if anybody knows me, they know that. But with that being said, I am a fan of technology, and I do like the technology. And Mater, you're gonna find that what you just said. You're gonna find that what you just said is true for every car. Toyotas, Hondas. Honda had that problem Toyota had that problem where the gas pedal would suddenly go down and people were dying left and right, right? And why
They
was
also
it?
had problems with their airbag system too.
Because they put
But that was
inferior
also
products.
the manufacturer of said airbag too, though.
That's right, because they put inferior products to save money, right?
Yep.
They
people are
out a little bit on it, and they were having issues with that stuff.
People have passed away because heart stents have failed because people started finding out ways to make them cheaper. And every time we try to find things to make it cheaper so that more people will buy it, we have these problems. It's not just a Tesla problem. This is a whole world economic problem. But with that said, that is not necessarily a AI mishap. That is a mishap from the manufacturer. As you said, how much is a human life worth? When are we gonna
thank you, Mater. That's the comment of the night right there.
I didn't do it. That was Crystal tagging that one.
Yeah, that was me.
Whoever did it, that can't.
Yeah.
That's the best comment right there.
And I will agree that
Uh-huh.
now technology has gone leaps and bounds over the years, especially from, back when I lived in Houston, we had a science day, okay? And I had to come up with a project to show about science. And what I wound up doing was I wound up getting 2 model car kits and built them. One was a Model T Ford. The other one was, I don't remember what kind of car it was, but it was like from the late 60s, early 70s. And the reason I built them is to show the technology in automotive going from the 20s
Your
until this
concept
time.
was the evolution from here to here.
Right.
That
And
was your idea.
Right. Now, but that's the thing. Even computers, if you look at how computers work from back in the 60s up until now, technology has grown by leaps and bounds to make everything micro. Look back, at the early technology for cell phones, okay? You had to carry a
Well,
bag.
you could put one of those in place of a brick when you're building a house if you needed to.
Yeah, that was the thing. Motorola had what they called the brick. Okay, that's how big a cell phone was. Had the antenna and everything sticking out. I had a bag phone myself. I had to plug it into the cigarette lighter on my car.
Even small town machine shop gets it. Like
I could not afford
self-driving accommodate conditions of the road. Like that is a completely illogical statement right there.
Yeah, but simple fact is that phone there, I had to plug it in a cigarette lighter because the cost of the battery for it was at that time around $300. But we're talking about from back in the 80s. Okay?
Back when I was a itty bitty.
Right. But if you look at a battery now for a cell phone, they're real small. Technology has grown by leaps and bounds over the years because technology has gotten to where we can develop this stuff and make it better.
I understand exactly what you're saying, Mater. I really do. But I don't think anyone, especially in this generation, I don't think anyone's seen the advancement from my grandfather, who was a World War II vet, who was born in 1922 to 1990 when he passed away. I don't think our generation is experiencing that kind of evolution of technology, in all honesty. That's my opinion completely, because I think his generation saw the most growth. And talking technology in multiple formats. We're talking in the kitchen, in cars, construction. Every industry was affected in his lifetime.
Okay. Now you're talking about World War II. Okay, that's an area
An
that
opinion of mine, though.
okay. But here's something. Okay.
No, it's truth.
Yeah, World War II. That's where we did.
We are spoiled rotten because those people
Oh yeah.
live through different time frames.
Okay.
Mhm.
My grandmother is, I think she just turned 85, and she was telling me about when she used to grow up in Arkansas. Things were way different.
Oh yeah. Okay. World War II. All of our fighter planes and bombers, they were all prop planes. They were all
Mhm.
piston-driven
Then we
prop
developed
planes.
this thing called the turbine.
Okay. But now, who was the first one to actually come up with the term for the jet engine? Who was the first one to ever call it that?
Then the Germans had the first jet engines
No. Who's the
in World War II.
No. Who's the one that came up with the term jet engine?
Oh,
You're getting really
who?
specific on that, and I don't have an answer.
Frank Whittle was working on it over in England during the 30s. Okay, so we're talking almost 100 years ago. He's the one that came up with the term jet engine. But okay, they had the Gloucester Meteor. It was the prototype for the British fighter jet, World War II.
You mean the Royal Air Force?
Right, for the British Royal Air Force. Okay, but Heinkel and Messerschmitt both had an operational jet fighter during World War II, but Willie Messerschmitt was the only one to get approval to have one go in production, and that was the ME-262. That was the only jet fighter that was actually in World War II that was operational. No other jet fighters were operational until the Korean War. Okay, we had the Shooting Star, we had F-86 Sabre, but we're talking just 5 or 6 years, technology increased that much, or we're going from piston-driven planes to jet engines. And now you look at, the size of, say, FA-18 compared to that of a F-86 Sabre or the MiG, or even a 262. There's totally different designs because technology. They made so many different improvements. But that's the thing. Technology has taken over. It's gotten better because people are looking and developing. Look at the microchip. Okay.
It's just gotten smaller with more capabilities.
Right. It's gotten smaller. But the thing about it is, we were relying on vacuum tubes for everything for the longest time until we came up with like the transistor for radios. And then all of a sudden radios got smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Mater, you're talking about the battery reminded me of recently a major college developed a new element and was able to find something smaller than something smaller than the tip of your finger actually glowed and powered and got hotter than the sun itself.
Yeah.
They are now getting to the point where we will be able to make clean power. And we're not talking about splicing atoms like in an atomic bomb. We're talking about actually I don't have the science in front of me. I read it and I don't recall it right now. But it is revolutionarily, new technology where they're able to just they're believing that this is going to go ahead and replace nuclear power plants.
Keep it going. I can clean up the top real quick.
So there's not another
completely clean.
Chernobyl.
So Now remember, anytime you're dealing with that level of power, it can get out of hand, and you can blow stuff up, and it can
Yep.
be misused. But it is completely clean. The byproduct was nothing. It is basically messing with. Man, I wish I could get to the internet so I could look it up.
I don't
Anybody in the
actually know
comments?
what the word actually is that Jamie.
Thorium?
I don't know what that even means. I'm dumb. I don't know
Well,
what that means. So,
Ed, does thorium sound right?
is that
I think it does. I think that's right.
terminology of something?
That may be right. I can't. I'd have to look at
Give
my. I'd have to look at my phone, and I can't because the minute I do, I'll drop off the stream.
me
But
just a second, and I
You
will
know,
look at
I
As
just
soon as
read it.
they, as
Go ahead,
soon as
Boo.
they try to develop it, you know what's going to happen? Power companies, utility companies, battery companies are going to bury that idea somewhere.
Well,
Yep.
if you think about it, though, Boo, if you think about it, all the intelligentsia and all these people in power right now that have all their money invested in oil and all their money invested in all these different power capabilities that we have, right? Oil, gas, electricity, etc.
I'll let you finish it,
Yep.
and then I'll give you my concept of
They're
what's
they're
happening.
they're since these other countries on the other side are saying that they no longer want to trade in dollars for oil. This country and the countries around it, which are Mexico, Canada, and others that are part of the great United Nations, right? They want to go ahead and start saying, okay, then we don't need oil no more. How about that? How about we come up with our own power source and we don't share it with you? And all of a sudden, you have a power struggle yet again on a
Yep.
different element and a different capability of power. The other side just doesn't have a science at this right now. So it's that's really the play that's happening here. That's why the push for electric cars. That's why the push for all of this is because they don't want to lose the trading of oil and other major goods being done in the dollar. That's really what it comes down to. So coming all the way back down to AI and what all this does, we could
Right.
not have been able to create that new element and have it burn hotter than the sun and find a new power source that burns clean and has is a lot more controllable than nuclear
And they're
without
saying
AI. Go ahead.
that thorium is potentially a viable one because it is more abundant than uranium, but it is cleaner than uranium.
Yep.
So that is possible. They have made thorium power plants or thorium reactors.
So
They
think
haven't.
about that.
Yeah.
Next time we're talking about electric cars sucking, batteries sucking, all that stuff.
And
There's a reason. There's a reason why they're pushing us this way. And I'm if you're saying no way, I will, have to rip my gas engine car from my crippled hands. I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't want to give up my gas powered car. I like my gas powered car. But these guys, what they do, just be ready. All this intelligentsia, these people in power, you know what they do? They subliminally put this information out to you little by little on movies. And think about before the illness happened, how many movies were out there about zombie attacks and illnesses and the world ending?
well,
You you
12 Monkeys, Bruce Willis back in the
uh,
late
you get
80s.
Yeah.
they start getting you ready for it with from commercials to media to everything. You start
Oh
getting
yeah.
that. You know why everybody's
That's
talking about
right.
Chat GPT and
Yeah.
AI and everything? Because they're trying to get everybody ready for what's going to happen. The downfall of the dollar, the drop in people's jobs. Man, I sound like a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not. I just see
Right.
how technology is going to affect all these different things.
Right.
Let me segue you to the side just a little bit, Ed. You're talking about power grids and a couple other things here. When I started working at the factory, which we all know who I worked for, my rebuttal to this was this. They're making cars, I get it. Then they went into solar. Then they went into power walls for the house, to power said house. My rebuttal to this scenario was that company, which is going to be called Tesla because it's friggin' true, is they are trying to build a power grid of their own. Solar roof, solar box that holds all power, self-driving car that plugs into itself. They're trying to monopolize a multitude of things here. My opinion, my concept. I think they're trying to make a power grid that we pay them for their vehicles and possibly their car.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you get a heck of a discount if you go buy an electric car. You get a bunch of kickbacks.
Now, here's something I'm curious about. Now, I did a look for it. What year was the first electric car made?
I think probably 1952.
Don't get me lying.
They were filming it in black and white, the first electric car. I've seen it. I just don't remember when it was, the year.
I know The Simpsons did a joke about it.
Ed, they didn't even have motion pictures invented when the first electric car was made.
It's a black and white picture. It's a black and white picture. That's what I'm saying, isn't it?
Like in a physical photograph.
Nope. Not that I know. How about 1832?
Oh, damn. Woo! Okay, that's farther than the one I saw. Okay.
Yeah, 1832. I did a Google search, and I did it last night. But 1832 was the first year someone made an electric vehicle, but it didn't work. They have been trying with electric vehicles basically since the 1870s, 1880s, but everything does not work. They try it. Oh, it does this, but it doesn't last. Everything went wrong with it. So they say, okay, they scrap the idea and they will start all over. And they've been doing that ever since then. But now, technology today has improved for electric vehicles. That I'll admit. But they still have their drawbacks. As a matter of fact, I saw a video earlier today. Actually, it wasn't a video, it was a live stream. Someone saying that over in England right now, it costs you more money to charge your electric vehicle than to fill one up with gasoline.
No, you're talking about England. You need to say.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Petrol.
Okay, but for a petrol, over in England, it costs more to fill a petrol car up than it does to recharge an EV.
But Mater, are you surprised by that? Can't you see? Can't you see that's where they're driving us at? There's a reason why. They're never pushing you towards what's cheaper. Tell me one time taxes went away or dropped.
They haven't. Taxes have always gone up.
They go up.
I'll bet you there's more taxes in electricity than there is in gasoline.
Yep.
I'll bet you there's more fees and there'll be more federal regulations.
I just looked at my bill. I'm confused by it myself right now.
Right.
Listen.
Okay, now, there's two guys out of Colorado, and I know I've mentioned this. They've done tests on EVs compared to other vehicles. And
okay, I got to drop out, guys. I'm hurting, and if I don't take something, which that'll make me punch drunk.
Well, I got about 6 more minutes, and I'm going to be shutting it down anyways. But the thing about it is, out of all the videos these guys have done with an EV
carbureted
compared to a
car, yeah, that thing will live forever.
Petrol engine, the fact is, the EV always loses. It does not have the range capability. I even seen some guys even in Australia do the same thing with electric cars. There was only one car that actually went further than its projected distance, and that was only about 1 kilometer. Okay.
So what you're talking about, I think I've talked to you about this before. The range is what it can do, what it's capable of. then once you put it under load, that's my biggest issue is like, because I'm thinking about like trucks. I'm not thinking about cars. I'm just dumbing it down.
Hey, these were 5 cars.
Once you put a load on it, especially if it's a truck,
Oh yeah,
it has to be able to do the same as a gasoline.
right.
But when you start pushing things too hard, especially with electrical, you're generating heat, you're doing a lot of stuff, and it can't handle it. Something's going to break, something's going to short, something's going to shoot out, something's going to do whatever happens. The batteries are getting overheated, hence fires in electric vehicles.
Right.
That's
but like I said,
the way I look at it.
Right. But the one that I saw, these guys, they were testing 5
I think hybrids are a safer option.
I know. But the ones that they were testing in Australia as a regular daily driver over regular road conditions, not hauling. These, like I said, these were passenger 4-door cars. Only one actually went higher, like I said, by 1 kilometer before totally dying out. The others, they were barely able to get 70 to 75% of the manufacturers, saying, okay, this is how far this car can go. They were only making about 70 to 75% of that before the battery totally died.
Well, Mater, let me ask you this. Do you think that the government doesn't know that it causes sometimes even 10 times to 20 times more pollution to mine for the precious metals that are needed to make batteries? And
lithium.
Well, not just lithium. There's other precious metals that
there's quite a few things in there.
Right? Rare earth metals, right? That they have to mine for. You're going to tell me that doesn't make more pollution than the car, throwing smoke through its backpipe? Sure, it's destroying the ozone layer, but what are we doing here down on the ground, to the ground, when we're doing all that drilling and stuff? And the water that washes off those mines, poisoning villages.
It's going back into the rivers and streams locally associated with said mine.
So my point is this, is that the government knows. Nobody here is stupid. Not us, not the government, not anybody is dumb. I'm going to tell you that right now. The government 100% knows that there's more pollution being made by mining for those minerals and putting those cars there. There's an agenda here, and there's an agenda for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, it's called the end game.
Right. But now, I'll tell you what's really weird. Right. But now, I'll tell you what really shocked me, as far as something that Ed mentioned, and that is something that's never been talked about that I know of for years. That's been the ozone layer. When's the last time anybody actually talked about, how we're destroying the ozone layer? I think it was last century.
4th grade, probably.
But I think that was last century when anybody actually talked about how bad we're destroying the ozone layer. But I agree, Ed, that yes, it takes diesel mining equipment to go in there and dig the lithium out. It's taken diesel, or it's taken petroleum to put it on vehicles to move it from the mining area, and then processing it into a usable material. It takes tons and tons of petroleum just to do that. You're actually using more oil product for getting 1 pound of, say, lithium. And yeah, you're putting more pollutants into the air just by going after that.
Absolutely correct. If we do have potential technologies that could, if the ozone layer and nature is what we're really worried about, then we need to start looking at more technologies that the byproduct is water, steam, or nothing. And we have that today with hydrogen. Everybody's talking about, heck, Honda, the manufacturer. Hold on, Anthony. Honda, as a manufacturer, said, we think the battery thing with cars is foolishness. They themselves said it. We're going to stick to hybrids because it kind of complements the technology. we're going to invest in hydrogen. And Toyota said the same thing. Why?
Yep.
Because they see that that's a viable, true solution to meeting all the American EPA standards and some of the Britannic standards. They're going to. This is the only thing that'll really solve that without all the headaches. Everything else causes a major amount of pollution, one way or another. And what kills me is nobody talks about that. They just talk about, oh, look at my electric car. I feel good because I did something. That is no different than seeing somebody that's homeless and giving them $5, but not offering them your home to sleep in.
Right.
There's more to this problem than just, saying I got a shiny new car.
It's multi-scaled.
All right. Now, here's a question I have, and I want to see if anybody can answer it, and because I got a theory on it. They're always talking. I hear them always want to talk about that how the level of the ocean is rising, and how it's all because of global climate, that the ice caps and everything are melting at a higher rate and everything. But I've actually, done some thinking about it, and it's like, no, that's not the problem. And it's like, I think I've got to figure out why the ocean level is rising. Ed, I want your input on it. Why do you think the ocean level is rising?
The ocean level rises. So there are two things to this. Okay, I'm going to tell you the first one. The ocean level rises automatically depending on how far the moon is close to the earth and how far it goes away. And every certain amount of 100 years cycles or different amount of yearly based cycles, whether it's century, decades, or so on, the moon has a closer orbit to the earth than it has in different centuries or decades. This is normal phenomena. Okay, well, with that being said, there is also humans are absolutely destroying the earth. Nobody's going to say we are not hurting the earth. We are absolutely hurting it. The amount that we're hurting it, though, is being exaggerated for politics and money. So there's two sides to this coin. There is nature itself doing things, and it does things to repair itself. Are the snow caps and all that melting? Yes, they are. I don't care who says they're not. They absolutely are. But is it 100% because man is doing it, or is it partially because of nature? I think it's split right down the middle, if not more on nature than humans.
I'm going to say it's a 50-50.
Yep.
We're not.
Hey, where Plymouth Rock is right now, the water level is the same. Years and years. How many years ago it was that the Pilgrims came over at Plymouth Rock? That rock, that huge rock, is fenced in. Okay. Yeah. It was so far away from the water, like in 1900s when they first had cameras or whatever.
1900s.
Now
when they first had cameras, I'm talking about good cameras, whatever.
They had cameras in 1860.
Okay. Well, then, probably in 1860, I don't know where they got the first picture of it at, Plymouth Rock, and its location by the water. Well, 2022, guess what? Somebody took a picture of it at the same angle and all that. They say, hold on, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Boom, something wrong with this water rising, okay? I seen a picture of an old one. I'm going to take a picture of it, same angle, boom. Water's at the same level it was as when that picture was taken 160 years ago or something.
Now, do you want to know what my realization in theory is on why the level of the ocean is getting, coming up more on the land? And I mean, I could be wrong on this, but it makes perfect sense.
It's your own personal theory.
Right. Okay. But in the past, say, 100 years, how many more boats have been produced and have been put into the actual ocean itself? And they're
displacing the water.
They're displacing the water. So we're putting more and more items into the ocean, which is making the level come up. It's just like like the old thing that where you had the crow trying to get the drink of water out of a bottle that was only filled this high. He wound up going over and taking a pebble and kept putting pebbles inside the bottle so the water level rose up more. We're putting more and more ships. I mean, think about how many new ships cruise lines are making every year.
Mater, I would say that would account for 0.03%
It's a
of why it would raise. And here's the reason why.
percentage.
Here's the reason why. I would give that a little more credibility if we would have seen a major change when we almost extinct multiple species of whales, because some whales are bigger than ships, and
Right.
those whales went almost extinct, and the water level really didn't change much. That means that there were less of those whales in the water. Those whales haven't even been replaced. We've replaced them with boats. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's a theory, and it's a theory to be tested. But I would say that would account for a very small percentage of the reason. I think that the water levels are rising more because of gravitational pull, which would make more sense to me, anyways, as to when the moon comes closer to the Earth, water obviously rises, and the Earth does go through cycles like our seasons.
Oh
Look
yeah.
at this winter. Look at this winter. It was not very crazy. It was not very bad, but the winter before it was really, really bad.
Oh yeah.
The Earth goes through cycles. The universe goes through cycles. The galaxies go through cycles. It's all intertwined. And for us to think that the water level is going to stay the same for the next 3 centuries is completely foolishness on the part of us, just being, dumb humans. It was it was just it was just a few thousand years ago, not even a few thousand years, but that we believe that some man named Atlas was lifting up the world. That's how dumb humans are sometimes. We
I
have to
think
remember that we have
they
to
also,
remember that
yeah, but
we
everybody also thought at one time the Earth was flat.
that's right. We have to remember that we don't always know everything. We think we do, and that's
Oh
where
yeah.
hypothesis comes from, right? Our thinking that we want to go explore.
Oh yeah.
So
But
you
like,
have a hypothesis right now. You have a
right.
theory, and you want to explore it. That's good.
Right.
That's good
I mean,
science.
right. Because I mean, if you look back at
Problem is you got to prove it too.
Right. Well, I mean, look at World War II. The fact that how many hundreds of Liberty ships were made for transporting items from the United States over to Europe. Look at how many more battleships were built, how many aircraft carriers have gotten built, and I mean, look at the Oriskany. Okay, it was a aircraft carrier that was built from back in the 50s, I believe. It served its time. Instead of bringing it into port and cutting it all up to scrap metal, they took it off the coast and sank it as a barrier reef. Okay, it's still sitting out there. But you also got to look at all the different ships, how much displacement of water, how many tons that all that metal is then getting put out into the water. Yeah, I agree with you on the different amount of marine life that we've lost. We've also stopped the hunting of the sperm whale and everything else. I mean, they're trying to do that with the dolphins and all kinds of other sea life. Because, yeah, they are getting to be extinct. But some of the fact is that every single year we are putting several thousands of hundreds of thousands of tons of metal and other kinds of products into the ocean. Like I said, that's going to make the water level come up. Like I said,
I don't know. It might, but it's only going to be, like I said, real minute. You know why? The oceans are so vast. I mean, one ship could be 10 miles long, 4 miles wide, you know, and weigh, you know, a billion tons, or no, a trillion tons, of displacement. They don't weigh that. That's how much water the ships actually displace. They call it like a 400,000 ton ship. It doesn't weigh that. That's how much water it actually displaces. 400,000 tons of water. But the ocean is so huge. Even a 10-mile long ship would just be, I mean, a speck. A speck. And
But
I don't even.
But it goes back to that bottle that the crow was trying to get water out of.
Yeah, but that's not vast.
I know.
Remember in your analogy, Mater, the bottle of water has boundaries, meaning that it has walls.
Right.
This is the water in the ocean's a little bit different because it spreads. But again, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's a good theory to investigate.
I actually beg to differ, Ed.
Hold on, Anthony. I'm going to say one thing, and then you please differ. I want to hear your thought.
No, just based off what you just said. Glass of water has walls.
Well, that's what I said. The glass of water has walls. It has boundaries. The sea doesn't. The water, the lakes don't. They're vast and they're spread out. Now, with that said, Mater, you have a good theory. You should investigate it. But ice caps are melting. I'm sorry. There are people actually measuring them. They are melting. Now, the Earth is going to get warmer. The Earth is going to get cooler. Remember back 20, 30 years ago in the Twilight Zone, he had this episode where what were people worried in that time about? What were the people worried about in the 60s and 70s? What did they say the Earth was going to do? What did they say? They said that the Earth was going to freeze over. There was going to be a second polar ice age.
Yep, that's true.
And now they're saying it's the opposite. We humans are presumptuous. We think we know everything. We don't. The Earth is cyclical. Everything it does is cyclical, and it's going to go through things. We weren't taking records in ancient Greece of what was happening in the Earth to know what the water level was during that time. We just don't know, and for us to think that we do, we're being presumptuous.
Right.
Now, again, I will state that are humans destroying portions of the Earth in certain ways? We are. Are we causing pollution? Yes. Are we introducing toxicity to the Earth? We are. Your fancy cell phone that does all the cool stuff that it does, it caused a lot of pollution to make that cell phone.
It does.
So,
and I mean, I agree with you on that. Humans, of course, now, over the past say 100 years, population of Earth has grown. I mean, California is not that big, but look at the population. It's got the most people in it. It's because of industry and everything out there. Look at Silicon Valley. The technology has moved out there, so it's drawing jobs, okay? But you still got other states that have got a lot of people in it. But yeah, there's the population explosion of the whole entire Earth has grown. So even ourselves, just me sitting here breathing, I'm putting out carbon dioxide. Everybody watching is doing the same thing. 100 years ago, we wouldn't have as many people doing that also. So as time goes by, as the population of the Earth grows, there's going to be more carbon dioxide being emitted because there's more people going to be around. There's going to be more animals. I mean, I know. Everybody knows a cow will fart. So will horses. Rodents don't. They just blow up and die. Yeah.
Hey, guys, I got to run.
All right. I'm fixing to shut it down anyway.
Take care, Boo. Have a good one, brother.
Everybody. Look, as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Good seeing everybody again. Appreciate you having me up, Mater. But I got to run. All
right.
Take care, brother.
Yes, sir. Blue top.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like what Rail's saying. The glaciers are melting. They've been melting. I mean, it's a natural form.
Wow, damn, these guys are apparently it's my fault right now. Damn.
But the thing about it is, gravity is pulling the glaciers from where they at towards I mean, if you look at where glacier is, okay, it's at, say, North and South Pole, okay? So gravity is, with the spin of the Earth, is pulling it towards the equator. And everybody knows the equator is the hottest part of the world. So as you get closer to the equator, it gets hotter. So naturally, you're not going to have ice there.
Mater, I'll give you one better. And scientists are actually checking on this right now. They're saying that the oxygen molecule was at a higher percentage many centuries back, thousands of years back.
Yep.
They're saying that in the time of the dinosaurs, the oxygen level in the air, in the ambient air, was closer to like 98% or 96%, this high percentage, right? Because of that, animals could be bigger, humans could have been taller, humans could be stronger. There's all these things, right, that could be different. Now, if this is true,
1 second, Ed.
hold on, bro.
Just one brief second.
Go ahead.
About what you're saying.
Go ahead, bro.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
And I watch a lot of science TV and a lot of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
About, like, all of our wonderful planets that are all in our system.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we to say we know how these planets were formed and when they were formed, or what the world was doing before so?
Exactly.
Right.
We wrote this crap.
Yep.
Right. So
this is me though. So what you were saying was these we weren't even around with the dinosaurs. We just discovered their bones and fossils.
Yep.
And we learned how to carbon date them.
Yep. But now,
the belief is
as far as the saturation of the Earth, okay, I can give one plausible reason for that, and why the air saturation for oxygen is depleted. So many different trees we had, because vegetation, we give, okay, a tree will take in carbon dioxide, but it will emit oxygen. It converts it over. So say 1,000 years ago, the earth was greener. It had more vegetation.
Hold on a second, Mater. That's my point. That they're saying that the oxygen level changed in the earth potentially thousands of years before a civilization. No, they weren't there. But hold on a second.
Perception at this point.
It is perception, but it would account for something very.
The stuff I watch.
It would account for something very interesting. And that is that the Earth, again, goes through cycles of higher oxygen saturation, lower oxygen saturation, and that humans have had little impact in that saturation level. So if that's true, even though we've cut down a lot of trees and done a lot of damage, right, we actually haven't hurt the Earth as much as we are presumptuously taking on. Again, we are hurting the Earth. Don't get me wrong. We're doing damage, and we shouldn't do it. But the oxygen saturation changed before large human civilizations were chopping down trees, before industrial plants were created, before factories were invented, before money was invented. The oxygen saturation suddenly dropped. Human beings' life expectancy went down. Animals became smaller. No more dinosaurs. No more nothing. Everything got smaller. The human height.
Photograph or something with a human?
No, but we are finding bones. We are finding
saber-toothed tiger.
We are finding bones, and we have
together in the same bubble.
We have found bones, and we have found insects that have had oxygen within their bloodstream, that they were actually preserved in sap, and we've been able to analyze that oxygen by cutting into the sap and actually.
Hey, don't tell me you watched Jurassic Park before you came on.
No. Jurassic Park took elements from real science, to make it seem real. But we have learned a lot from things like that look like Jurassic Park, right? Like insects and stuff that were frozen in sap and things.
There's the show Frozen in Ice, which I highly recommend to anyone. because
Mhm.
that show is one of the best shows because they show you some really interesting stuff.
Yeah. Okay, now here's a question. You talking about that?
They have a full-blown
And-
frozen woolly mammoth.
Right. Now, oh yeah, they found that over in Russia back. I don't remember how
Yeah,
many
that was over
centuries.
there.
But
The
okay, something I was just thinking about. You talking about the cutting down trees and everything. I can almost say that was probably 2,500 to say 3,000 years ago. The simple fact is, look at what I mean. It's been documented. Go over into Egypt, Greece, anywhere over in the Mediterranean. What was the main building material for anything at that time? Stone. You wouldn't find houses made out of wood. The pyramids, they're not made out of, you know, uh, tree limbs. They're out of, stones that were carved out of the earth. Even go into during the Mayan and Aztec, everything was made out of clay, made out of adobe. I mean, look at the Native Americans in the Southwest. They used, they had adobe. They were not using wood as their main building source.
Well, Mater, before because I've seen the comments get a little derailed here. Before
Right.
before you guys say, "Oh well, we're not really doing," Ed's saying, and I agree with Ed, we're not doing anything to the earth. That's not what I'm saying. If you want a perfect example of human destruction towards the earth that is evident and may be evident for the next 1,000 years, just look at the mercury level in the seawater. That's
Yep.
our fault. That is completely our fault. We humans did that. We have a lot of things we've done that are irreversible, and
Oh yeah.
hence you have some of these activists that unfortunately go too far. But there are things that we have done right. We have created plants that produce more fruit just
Oh yeah.
simply by mixed breeding them. We've produced a lot of things that would help more people and more people
Oh
and
yeah.
more people. We've also
I,
hurt the earth, though.
right. Right. And
So
I'll agree that.
We
Right.
take a step forward and we take 2 steps back.
Right.
we we we
Right.
we,
I'll agree.
we humans can't invent something that is 100% safe. Every time we invent one thing, it hurts in another way,
Something
right?
gets
With that said,
the
we have
electric
developed
car.
like the electric car. We
Yeah.
have invented
It's not as
such
easy as you
things.
all think. It's a dirty industry overall. You got to look deeper into it.
Right.
Yeah, think about what we've done as a people, as a human species. I just had a friend that had a heart attack, massive heart attack, and part of his heart is unfortunately not working, and they actually put a machine in there that is acting as his left ventricle pump, and and he has to walk around with like a little purse thing with batteries and stuff, but otherwise he'd be dead. But they're saying that he has a normal life expectancy even with this machine.
Yep.
He'll live into his
That we
70s
built
because
and
of it.
designed as humans.
Well, give him
we
a little bit more time. He can be Tony Stark.
Well, think about that. We have
Well,
we have we
I mean,
have this
honestly,
technology that we've invented.
I've never seen what you're talking about, Ed, but that's a combination of amazing and scary at the same time.
It is completely weird out. My friend, he entrusted me, sent me pictures of it. Poor guy. It breaks my heart to think. I put a post up talking about him where, he had three heart attacks during that time and actually died 3 times. They brought him back, and technology, what it's doing, he's got a defibrillator on his heart right now that's implanted, and
Right.
the second pump that helps his heart pump the other portion of the blood, right? So it is unbelievable what we've done as human beings. So
Is he
when,
actually like physically okay and able to be like a regular person with this stuff?
as as long as the battery doesn't get disconnected, yeah, he has to he can function like a normal human being. He's got everything normal.
He just has to take some precautions around
Right.
his
Right.
no other term other than unit.
Right.
Right.
And the thing about it is, 100 years ago, that technology was not around.
Heck, that technology wasn't around 10 years ago.
Right.
Think about it.
Well,
20
I mean,
years ago,
Closest we had was stints.
right.
20,
Well, I mean,
20, 20
back
to
in
25 years ago, when people were having heart attacks, you know what they were implanting? My aunt had a heart attack in Mexico, and Mexico has socialist medicine, right? It's got the free medicine for the poor people, right? And my aunt was very poor. And what they tried to do for her was do a heart transplant, but they actually put a pig's heart instead of or a human's heart. And she lived for a week and then passed away.
ooh,
Because they basically, we find out later, right? Many years later, when we find out the truth about all this stuff, it was basically an experiment. We were trying to experiment with animal parts to see if they can fit into
Sort of like,
humans.
there was a story about this where we tried to transplant a, I think it was a cow's heart to a patient in America.
Yeah,
And
they, well,
put that on the news.
hey,
This
they
just
tried.
don't-
many,
just don't
many
get it.
years ago.
Hey, whatever you do not get a Muppet liver.
A Muppet liver.
You'd have to go and watch Happy Time Murders.
No, I know which one you're talking about. That one's hilarious.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I will have to look that up, though, unfortunately.
You'd have to go watch the movie to understand that.
We went around in a lot of circles. The point I think that we're trying to make here is that AI is on its way, guys. It's going to affect your jobs, whether you like it or not. If it doesn't affect you directly because, hey, you've got some type of carpentry business that needs physical work, well, guess what? It's going to affect the way you process bills, your taxes, the way you deal with clients, and how much you get paid, because the rest of society isn't going to have money to afford an expensive carpenter. So you're probably going to have to drop your prices. It will affect you. It may not replace you, but it will affect you. And that's been what I've been saying day one. If you want to be safe and you've got to sit on your butt job in front of a computer, you better start thinking about a trade as a backup. That's
Now-
what I've been broadcasting.
Right. Now, I will agree on that.
What's wrong with that?
The computers, the AI is coming about. It's gaining more and more speed because the technology to develop the software is getting there. Now, will we ever be there to where, everybody can just sit at home? I mean, is it going to be anything like the movie Wall-E? I don't know. But is it even going to be to where it's going to be like Star Trek from back in the 60s? And that show right there was set how many centuries in the future. We didn't have, you still had people doing jobs, physical work, but we had computers that knew everything.
Hell,
I mean, that's the thing.
Computer came out in 1982 and was set in 1985 or some crap or 2022 or whatever the hell it was, right?
On
These
what?
guys in the comments are hilarious, dude. They're crazy, man.
Wait, Dancing Alone's got going. Who would?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't read that. Don't read that.
But as far as AI taking over,
Wow.
to me personally, just my opinion, I don't see it taking over 100%. You're still going to have
It's
some
going to be
kind
somewhere
of
around like
human
80%. I would say we're going to get to a 70 to 80% effective rate of robotic AI technology.
Now, are we going to be like in the movie, with Will Smith, where robots have AI and taking over?
That's a problem for the next generation.
All right,
No,
then
we're going to be more like the people in Wall-E, where they're just fat and dumb and having everything done for them, because the more the internet becomes an instant gratification
I've
thing,
honestly never seen that movie.
you should watch it.
you never
I've
think,
I've never seen Wall-E.
You need to watch it.
you've got to watch it. I
You
know
got to
it's
watch it. It's worth it.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
on
fun.
Disney Plus?
I think
I
it
don't see
is.
why it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it
Could
would
be,
be on.
right?
It's on Disney Plus because it's part of Pixar.
Listen, I think that what it's going to do is going to produce a
He's
a
the
good
little robot
amount.
that grabbed the plan, right?
Yeah, he's got the
On
plan.
a
Yeah,
planet, right?
yeah,
That
he's
Right,
on
the
Earth.
garbage planet.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't care what his job is.
Okay.
He
Wally
took
is actually basically the whole movie is design. It's based on what the Earth would be like. Wally
Right.
he's a trash robot on Earth.
Yep. Yep. Listen, that's my point. Is that I think that what's going to happen is we're going to produce a bunch of dumb human beings that rely on AI for everything, and we're just going to start losing our creativeness. We're going to start losing who we are as humans, very much like Wally.
intuition or
Yeah, we're.
individual
Hey, how
creative.
do I listen? Think about it today. Hey, I want to cook something. There's no experimenting. Let me go on the internet and see how somebody else did it, and let me go
I want some
recreate
AI.
what they did.
Yeah, solder right now. I'm gonna go push a button and let's see how that happens.
But talking about soldering, okay, in say a circuit board, does the robots, can they detect if there's a problem with the board itself, as far as something physically wrong with the board, like a crack in it somewhere that would cause a problem somewhere, or see a spot where the solder is not adhered properly? It's just going to do the programming. It's going to go.
But Mater, that has to do with how much money they've invested into the efficiency of that robot and what it's doing. Think now, to your point, what you're trying to say is this: when it comes to things that we launch in outer space, how many devices and counter devices and self-healing devices do we place on those machines so
Oh yeah,
that if there is a broken solder point or something, it either fixes itself or reroutes
oh
itself.
yeah, oh yeah.
So we can do it. We're
But
just not because of money.
right on some of those, you actually have to have someone down on Earth figuring out what the problem is, and then relaying that information up to the satellite, and telling the satellite what to do.
Less and less.
Right.
I'll tell
But
you that right now.
right.
Look at the Mars rover or other rovers that some have gone missing, but some have gotten to the point where they need very little human intervention. They pretty much do everything themselves.
Oh yeah. But that's because of the programming that was put into them down here by humans. And the thing about it is, humans have one single flaw: their brain.
Well, so again,
not everybody is perfect.
Whoa.
you're saying the programming that was done by a human, and we're also talking about AI, which is learning to do all the programming itself.
It's a learning
It
apparatus.
doesn't need as many humans. It's actually humans are saying, please write me the code for this application.
Right.
And it writes the code. The smarter humans that know how to look at the code may find a couple flaws here and there that they repair really quick, and that's it. But most other people are just copying and pasting that and deploying it.
My rendition of what you just said would be this. So engineer creates program for said device to go roam around Mars. High point, low point, this can do this, this, and this. The human aspect on the engineering side is these are your set parameters. You can go this much, this far. If there's a problem, we will notice it, and then humans step back in and we reprogram it. So it's like AI and a kind of an artificial stage where there's still human intervention, I would say.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've already gone 34 minutes past my normal amount of time. Of course, I don't mind. I mean, we got.
That's because you missed me.
Who?
Who's that? Who? What? Do we even need that guy?
Yeah, where's Jehu, the smartest person up there?
Oh man, you better calm down. I got some warehouses to wire up on the side for my side jobs. You want to come down and help me wire some up?
No, I wouldn't come down. I'd have to come up.
Oh yeah, you want to come up?
Depends upon how much the pay is.
Oh, oh man. Well,
Hey,
it depends.
I'll do it. I'll tell you what. I'll do it AI. How's that?
No, it depends. I'm trying to sub out some of the work because it's too much for some stuff. But hey, man, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Stick around.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna say our goodbyes and everything, but Ed, stick around, and we'll start with you saying goodbyes.
Everybody, please make sure you subscribe to Anthony and TTS. And if you're not subscribed to them, do me a favor, come and check out Ed the Old Tech Guy. Now, I don't know who that guy is, but his channel is amazing, man. I can't get enough of it. And I'm sure you can't get enough of it once you start watching it. He's a bit annoying, but
Yeah.
I think you'll really like him in the end of it all. He's pretty interesting. So go check him out. That's
he
it.
likes blowing his horn every night.
That's right. What's her name?
Hey, Anthony.
Simple. Thanks for having me, man. Check out Ed, the Old Tech Guy, if you want to see some quick shorts of authentic Mexican cuisine. And check out Mater, man. You never know what that man's going to do.
That's true. I appreciate everybody that's been here. Like I said, I would say, you never know what topic we're going to talk about. I mean, tonight's topic, yeah, we definitely went off and we went on to something that normally is not ever talked about. But something I wanted to bring up because, Ed talking about it for about 2 weeks now. And I want to get some input on it. And I appreciate everybody that's been here, not only up in the panel, but everybody's been putting stuff in the chat. Hopefully everybody does hit that thumbs up button. I know it really helps and everything. But yeah, get a chance, go check out Ed, even though he likes to lie all the time. Because you can always tell he's lying because lips are moving. And yeah,
I'm not sure what I'm lying about, but sure, I'm lying about something, I guess. I don't know what.
But yeah, and check out Anthony. But appreciate everybody's been here. So until next time, everybody stay safe, God bless, and good night.